If you're a Jacksonville Jaguars fan, go ahead, say it with me. Can't imagine there's too many of you around, actually. Jadeveon Clowney, Teddy Bridgewater, hip hip hooray! Lose them all for one of those two all day. The Jacksonville Jaguars. They've got a new coach. They're still kind of the same boring team, boring organization, and not very good team. I'm sorry, it's just the way it is. To me, unless something unforeseen happens, the Jaguars are indeed going to be one of those major primetime contenders for Jadeveon Clowney or Teddy Bridgewater in the 2014 NFL Draft. That's just the way it's going to be at this point. Blaine Gabbert sucks. And anybody that doesn't see that yet is fooling themselves. Blaine Gabbert sucks. And until he does something very unforeseen and actually plays like he doesn't suck, I'm going to continue to say that he sucks. And the longer that this organization decides to idiotically stand behind Blaine Gabbert by not even drafting a quarterback in this past year's draft, that was just incredibly amazing. They just ignored the position entirely. When Blaine Gabbert's done nothing to establish that he's the man. Doesn't mean you necessarily had to draft one in the first round per se, but draft one somewhere. The pressure is going to be on Blaine Gabbert if he's even going to start much this year. You know, if they're going with Chad Henne, he was a reject for the Miami Dolphins. Just think about that. He was a reject for somebody else, and a second-round pick at that. If Blaine Gabbert can't keep Chad Henne off the field, the chances for your Jaguars in 2013 are very bad. Does Maurice Jones-Drew still have it? He's a talented back, but he's had some injury problems. Is he going to be able to be the workhorse that this offense so goddamn desperately needs if it has any chance to be productive on a consistent basis? Is Justin Blackmon going to stop being a moron? I think he's an incredibly talented player, and he's going to be a good player in the NFL unless he continues to be his own worst enemy. He needs to stop being stupid, stop getting suspended, stop getting into damn trouble with the law, and play some damn football. It's not that hard. Newsflash, morons like Justin Blackmon. It's not that hard. You go to work, you do your job, buy a bunch of toys and shit that you can play with at home, and stay your ass in the fucking house. Don't buy booze, don't buy drugs, don't go out and party. Don't do any of that shit. There's no reason to. Plenty of other people in the working world every day. They wake up even though they don't want to. They go to their job even though they don't want to. And then they come back home even though they don't want to. And they'll go here, there, and every else goddamn where. There's no excuse. And it's stupid. As far as their offense, you look at their offensive line, this could be potentially a unit of strength for the Jaguars with Monroe at left tackle and then number 2 overall pick Luke Jokel at right tackle. At least you could say, whether it be for Gabbert or Henne or somebody else, the offensive line should be able to pass protect against good edge rushers all year for the Jacksonville Jaguars. That's going to be a strength, I feel, of this unit. Now on the defense, it's the same problem it's been for years. Can this unit, this sorry-ass defense, generate any sort of pass rush whatsoever? Now you've got Gus Bradley coming in. He's trying to institute his scheme that he was running in Seattle, so time will tell. But flat out, he's going to need some better Jimmies and Joes in that front seven to be able to execute and to be able to do any of the things that he did while he was in Seattle. Will the scheme change help? Will the philosophy change help? It might improve performance a little bit. Will drafting guys like Jonathan Cyprien and Dwayne Gratz help the secondary, help the defensive unit? Maybe, maybe not. They're going to get opportunities to play, opportunities to start. I don't want to totally bag on the Jaguars, but it's not like they have a lot good going for them. You know, the best I could see the Jaguars doing would be 5 or 6 wins. This just flat out is not a good football team. Worst case scenario, the bottom could completely fall out and they win 2 or 3 games and they end up with the number 1 or number 2 overall pick. A couple of big matchups for them, and I say big kind of tongue-in-cheek. Week 2 at Oakland. The Bridgewater Clowney Bowl. That's one of them. Maybe week 7 at home against San Diego. You never know. That could be another Jadeveon Clowney, Teddy Bridgewater Bowl game right there. For the Jacksonville Jaguars, to me, the most important thing for them in 2013 is to either finish with the number 1 or number 2 overall pick, so that way they could either get a Hall of Fame talent in Jadeveon Clowney to be that linchpin for their rebuilt defense under Gus Bradley, or to get Teddy Bridgewater, a young, actual franchise caliber quarterback. That's the whole measure of success for me with the Jacksonville Jaguars in 2013. It would be my measure of success if I'm a Jaguars fan. I'm not indicating that they should necessarily tank the entire season, but if you win 5 or 6 games and you end up with a pick in like 8, 9, or 10, then you were just mediocre and you cost yourself a chance at these special talents at the top of the draft.